I've got a new background, how do you like it? Actually, it's not a new background, it's just the other room, which has a blank wall I can sit in front of, so there's no distractions behind me. Plus, I really like this color. I mean, it's the room I sleep in, so of course I would really like this color. So Attack on Titan premiered on Toonami this past weekend. And for the two of you who don't know what Attack on Titan is, who have been under a rock for the past year, I'll explain what the show is about. The anime is about a world of people who live in fear of these titans that only eat humans, and that's all they do. They've been living in peace behind a giant wall for over 100 years. So they've become a bit content with the way that they're living. Until one day when the Colossal Titan appears and he kicks a hole in the wall so all the other titans can come in. And then a lot of death happens, there's a lot of blood, a lot of squishing. But for those of you who have seen the anime, you already know what I'm talking about. The main reason I'm doing this video is to compare it to the Japanese dub. I'm only going to look at the three main characters in this episode, though. Eren, I feel like, has a fitting voice. He does sound a bit more childish in this than he does in the Japanese dub, but that's probably because he's a kid in this episode, like with the other two. So I'm interested to see if their voices will change after episode 5, I think. Or earlier than that, I forgot when the time skip happens. Mikasa sounds really young, though, again, she's really young in this episode, so that's probably why. Armin, however, I thought sounded really annoying. And if that's how he's going to sound throughout the entire series, I might just stick with the Japanese dub. Mainly I just watch English dubs because they're convenient. But more recently I've been actually keeping up with recent anime. So going from Japanese to English is a bit of a leap for me as far as how the characters sound. Though there are exceptions like Space Dandy, the voices in that are perfect for the characters. And speaking of Space Dandy, one thing I noticed about the Attack on Titan premiere is that they shortened the intro and they cut it off way too early. It's really noticeable and it really sounds bad. I don't know why they had to shorten the intro. I mean, they've been able to use the Japanese intro for Space Dandy. Oh well, maybe they'll actually use the full intro later in the series, just like they did with Space Dandy. And if they do use the full intro, maybe they can actually remove some of the useless recaps that are in the later episodes. Seriously, there's one episode that takes up like 5 minutes of recapping what happened in the last episode. But for what it is a good fun anime full of mystery. Even though we don't really know much about the mystery, but we do, but we don't. Hopefully the next season of the series will actually answer some questions. So that's all I got for that. See you next time. Hey, if you enjoyed this video, give it a like and share it. And be sure to subscribe for videos I upload every week. And if you're feeling really generous, check out my Patreon page. And as always, thank you for watching.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Well, by now we're getting a bit used to winter. We're like soldiers in the middle of a campaign, growing hardened to discomfort and better able to take it.